And I am a health and life coach, and I help you to be able to speak, to lead, and to live with confidence because why should you not win in life? I'm here to talk about my upcoming um, masterclass called MIG 2023. And it's going to be on the 4th of December. MIG stands for Most Important Goal. And I've been really thinking about this topic. And even if you don't sign up, I'll give the details tomorrow. Registration opens tomorrow. I want to ask you a question about what you're thinking about for 2023. And a special welcome to the Diamonds in the To All the Girls Success Club. Good morning to you, Diamonds. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Don't forget if you watch this on replay, type replay, so you know, kind of gauge like when are people watching, what's going on. That kind of thing. So I want to ask you a question about your MIG, your most important goal for 2023. Have you chosen some big thing that perhaps scares the bejesus out of you? Hmm? Have you chosen something for 2023 that perhaps you're thinking about and you're not sure of? And I want to ask you, why aren't you sure? Just thinking about my own big, hairy goals for 2023, there is that first element of being tentative, of like, oh my gosh, can I really do this? I'm not even sure I can do this. Do you feel like that? And I wonder if it is that we are confronting fear, right? I wonder if it is that's what we're confronting, if it really is fear. But the way to confront the fear is what I've realized is the way to confront the fear is to literally think of what this goal would mean to you. When the result and the meaning of the result outweighs the fear, you are going to take that leap. And of course, people feel fear for different reasons. I've never done it before. What if it doesn't work? Like, what if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't work? That's okay if it doesn't work, isn't it? Things don't work all the time, right? You've never done it before. Maybe you can get steps to kind of make it work. We are fearful about what people would think about us doing it. And so what? People think bad things about you anyway. So just run with it. You know what I mean? Just run with it. Like, don't even bother. Just simply run with it. So don't forget you can follow me on IG at Lisa M Dublin. After this live, I am now jumping onto IG so we can continue the conversation there. But one way to decide on your goal and to stick with it throughout the course of the year, that's what happened for me in this year. Every time I thought of, if I complete my book, that was my MIG for 2022, to write the first draft of my book. And I completed. I'm now getting back into, now the hard work begins, you guys. Like, writing the first draft is a big feat. Many people don't even get there. But once you've done that, there is as much hard work ahead than writing the book. I swear. Like, yeah, that's just what it is. But here's the thing, what kept me going through 2022? Through waking up very early, even earlier than I do this live sometimes, through, the pressures of doing multiple things at the same time, jobbing, momming, wifing, parenting, side jobbing, entrepreneurship, all of those things. What kept me going was what would happen if I could see, if I had a book. It meant that much to me. And I imagine I'm speaking to some writers out there and some people who perhaps have to complete the thesis or need to complete what they started, that you need to finish what you started. That is the goal, but you've lost your steam. Might it be because you have not in a while thought about what it would mean to have this goal? What would it mean for you? What would it mean for you to complete that thing, to get that goal going? Would it mean perhaps more options for your future? For me, that's what it was, right? I'm going to be a speaker, writer, all of those great things. And having a book to your name is one card in your favor. Increases credibility. You have something to talk about, some big thing to talk about, all of these great things. And that kept me going even in the hard times. That if I could do this, it would be better for me and my family. It would put me in a better position for the goals that I have overall for the future. So when you think about your MIG 2023, what comes to mind, and how deeply do you want it. One way to want something very deeply is to think of the end result. If I can accomplish that, whatever your goal is, if I can accomplish this, if I can get back into the groove, then you know what, I'm just kind of looking at my other screen because I can't see anything here. Good morning, Diamonds in the club. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are doing well. Okay, everybody. So if I could do this, this would be to my benefit. And that is what keeps you going. That is what takes you through the process of deciding. And I'm going to be teaching that in the masterclass. How do I go about setting up myself for success to accomplish this big, hairy goal? How do I do it? My most important goal, right? And here's the other thing: when you think of the magnitude and the impact of this MIG, this most important goal, it should be big enough to prompt you to make sacrifices. So, for example, let's say you want to lose 10 pounds next year. You're a regular couch potato, you just go about your life. Exercise is never factored in, or eating in a certain way. If you think of what the goal is, because if you are I'm not talking about being skinny or anything of the sort. I'm talking about being at a BMI that is healthy, body mass index that is healthy, ratio of your weight to your height, that kind of thing. If you are at a healthy BMI, you have less health stress. If you have less health problems, you can produce more and live a better life. You don't have to be on all of the medication. You don't have to have times when, oh my gosh, like I just can't, this is hurting, that is hurting. You can move better, your mobility increases, all of these great things if you could just lose that weight. So you, instead of thinking of what might you might think at this point might be hard. I don't like to go to the gym, I don't like exercising, oh my gosh, do I have to eat broccoli for the rest of my life? No. But you might have to eat some greens. You might. That's just the truth of it. Okay. You're not going to starve yourself, but you sure are going to eat healthily, and that's okay. Okay. So that's basically, you have to set yourself up that I have to make some sacrifices. Thinking of the end results makes you able to make the sacrifices because you know what the end result is. The good thing about having a most important goal is that it has a beginning and an end, right? In the case of losing the weight, once you've lost it, you will get into maintenance of what the weight is supposed to be, and that's like a whole different story. Let's say, for example, in the new year, your most important goal is to build a house, or your most important goal is to write a book. So it means for a while, until you get to the end of that goal, it means that your schedule might change for a bit. Is that okay? It should be. I'm not sure why it shouldn't be. Is that okay? It really should be because you have the end in mind. But many times the reason we lose steam is because we are literally in the moment and we have forgotten about the future goal. Many times I'm looking ahead. I'm looking ahead to what the end result is and working backwards from that possibility towards it. As far as I'm, well, it's not even a possibility. Like when I set my mind to do something, it's just done. Okay? And then I find myself working backwards. I've always done this, like since university, just being that kind of person who has faith and being hopeful about life. And I come on here and I speak a lot about us not losing the childlike nature that we have, well, as kids, the childlike nature to believe in life, to believe in something bigger, to hope. I think that's perhaps one of my biggest strengths, whatever, is that I'm hopeful. I'm inspiration. I'm hopeful. And that is part of what I apply to my goals. It's going to happen. And if it doesn't, there's a good reason that it didn't happen, and whatever, something good is going to happen. Okay? So it's always finding the positive and hoping for the best for yourself. And so when you realize, okay, for a couple months perhaps, I will have to give up something. But two things. It is for a greater good, It is for something that I really, really want, that is going to make my life better. It's the linchpin in my success. It is that touchstone upon which, and the foundation upon which I can build so many other things. That's the first thing. And the second thing is this, the second point is this: I'm not going to have to sacrifice forever. I'm not. Perhaps after you've accomplished the goal, your life might return to some form of normalcy, and that is fine. And so I wanted to ask you today, what would it mean to you to have this big goal in 2023? The one that perhaps you tried in 2022 and didn't succeed with. The one perhaps that you've been wanting to, but you are afraid of. It is literally one of the ways that we can deal with fear. And it really is to think of what it would mean. So, for example, let me tell you a bit of a story. I first started going live in 2020. I remember it was May. I was outside. I had just come from a long run, and I just jumped on the live. The thing with live TV, live streaming, is that anything can happen. We know that. It's not just your surroundings that might suddenly go awry. If you're not very much in control, anything can happen in terms of what you say. And so there has to be like a very tight correlation between authenticity, I call it. You have to be true so that if anything comes out anyway, it's it's who you are, right? I do believe in having boundaries. I teach that in my speaking course for business, the one for business, that when you go live, you literally need to decide what you're going to talk about, and you just stick there. You just stick to those areas. You have to decide what you're going to talk about. You have to decide what are your non-negotiables, what you're not going to bring on the table ever, and you just stay away from those things. But there are techniques to do that, and I teach that, right? But that's the thing with going live. Like that is the fear for most people. What if I mess up? What if I say something that is, doesn't sound good, doesn't sound right, that kind of thing. All of these things, come into play when you think of, okay, I want to go live, but I just don't really know. Like I really shouldn't. So I was facing that fear in spite of being a great speaker, having spoken on stages to hundreds of people at a time, not thousands as yet. That's coming. All of these great things. And I just simply, I was like, God, you're with me. You told me to do this. Let me just go live. And when I did, it was scary, but the act of doing it somehow helped to dispel the fear and made it more, oh my goodness, and made it more possible. Like I'm getting some trolls on, let me just ignore them, like whatever. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, right? So I want to ask you, hi Emma, good morning to you. Hi Charlotte. Hi Martha. Okay, now I'm seeing my people on a thing. Thank you, right? So folks, what I'm saying is one of the ways to conquer the fear is to think of how important it is for you to do this. For me, it was really important go on live because I always say to people going live, if you're authentic and you're coming to offer good stuff, I don't know it any other way. I think that you're going to do more good than bad. I think people are going to really see who you are and they're going to connect with you. And that's the advantage of going live. But anyway, whatever your goal is for 2023, can you think of what it would mean to you to have this? Can you imagine life having accomplished that goal? Stay in that imagination stage for a while. Stay there, savor it, turn it around in your head. See yourself having accomplished that goal. That's one of the first things that I teach, and I will be teaching in the masterclass. That the number one absolute first step to going after the goal is desire, and part of building that desire is to stay in what would it mean to me to have this goal? Because if it means enough, you are going to find a way to do it. Isn't that right? Check your life. The things that would, there are not many things in life that are like non negotiable for us. Every single person I've realized has stuff that is non negotiable. They could be, I don't know, once it is that important, you will find a way to make it happen. And so the way to make it happen is to make it Write the vision, make it plain before your face. Yes, that is true, Barbara. I see you. Thank you for being here this morning. Yeah, and so we teach about writing it later, and really going to town on being as detailed as you can in what the dream and what the goal is going to be like. But for now, you guys, I was just wanting to stay in to ask yourself the question: if you are planning to come to MIG 2023 on December 4th, and I'm going to open the registration tomorrow. I want you to just stay in. What is it going to be like when I have this goal? That's all. That's it. What is it going to mean to me to have it? And if it means enough for you, then you're ready to move on to the next step. We will talk about that tomorrow. Okay, everybody, jumping over to IG now. So if you want to jump over there at Lisa M. Dublin, you can, meet me there. For this is Twitter. Okay, here's IG. There it is. Okay, there's my IG handle. Go follow me and like this video. Please share it and let somebody know about MIG 2023 registration. As I said, opens tomorrow. Bye. See you.